Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Take two. I'm going to be talking about the Byredo Flora Kalahari palette. This is a limited edition palette. It's an 18 shade, sorry for blinding you, 18 shade palette. And this is what it looks like. I believe it was inspired by the desert scape, so there's a lot of shimmery, kind of beigey, pinky tones to it, as you can see. Sorry, I'm not trying to blind you here, but it is very beautiful. Unfortunately, I will be going into why I will not be keeping this palette, but I'll show you the look that I have on today, which is the third look that I did, and I'm also going to show you the first and second look, obviously. So the first one is more of like a neutral, the second and third are obviously a smokier look. So the second one I use kind of like the teal shade because I feel like that's what a lot of people might be interested in, but yeah, I will definitely go into more detail when I'm showing you my review. From what I've heard from the Byredo shadows is that the smaller palettes are a lot creamier. These ones do feel dry. When I was swatching them, they do kind of feel dry. They are easy to blend, but I did have some issues along the way with some of the shimmery shades. I think that is everything. I haven't tried any of the smaller palettes, and this is the only Byredo palette that I've tried. So yeah, it is not cheap. I bought it on the Selfridges site, and actually I just checked, so when I did my third look I said I wasn't sure if it was in stock. I just checked the Byredo site and it is in stock again, but it is limited edition and it went very quickly the first round. So I would say if you are interested in this, then pick it up ASAP because I don't think it'll be there long. But yeah, I've heard the smaller shadow quads, I think they're quads, like Boots in the Snow, and there's a couple other ones that I've heard people mention are quite creamy. So yeah, I will get right into these looks. Hopefully you enjoy. Hey guys, alright, so I'm gonna go in with my second look for the Byredo Flora Kalahari palette. I have no real idea what I want to do. It's dirty already. So this is what she's looking like. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to do like a beigey kind of look. And part of me wants to do like the green. I haven't done green in a really long time. I don't know. I might just go with like more toned down look. I think I'm gonna do, let's take a look at the shade names here. I'm gonna do Quicksand, which is this shade right here. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of the white, which is Snow Dust, and maybe a little of the mattes, which are Clay and Desert Rock. So Clay is this one here, Desert Rock is this one. So I'll just be a little boring today, but you'll see some different looks as we progress through the videos. So I'm gonna go in with a A20 brush. This is one of the Makeup by Ariel brushes. So I'm gonna go in with Clay first and just into the crease with that color. So this is like a warmer kind of, this one is matte, so there's only I think 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes total in the palette, which is kind of probably a bummer to some people, but I just have so many mattes in my collection now that I'm totally fine without them. What I really wanted them for was that beautiful kind of like twinkly shimmer that it provides. So okay, again, always playing video games when I'm in here, so if you hear that, I apologize. So it's not giving like a ton of color. It's definitely giving some, but these are softer brushes too, so if you want a little bit more pigment, you might have to get a more dense brush. Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. Boring, I know, but I'll go into that quicksand shade, and it's so beautiful. So I did try this already. I'm trying to do that more lately, like try things out before I do a video so I can give you like my full thoughts, because it's happened where I've tried stuff and then liked it when I first tried it and then like not loved it afterwards. I'll usually bring it up if I don't love it. So these you can use wet or dry. I'm just using them wet right now, or no, I'm not. I'm using it dry right now just with the finger. And this is what it's looking like so far. And if I haven't already, I will do a comparison between all those very similar looking shades. This is what it looks like on the finger. Coming off gold, but it's a little more like kind of coppery in person. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. I'm gonna go in with that Desert Rock, I think it's called, which is that more cool toned brown, just to give the crease a little more definition. The only thing that I wish this palette really had that it's missing would be like a really deep tone brown, because I feel like you only have that kind of like reddish brown, which I really like, but it doesn't give the same effect. Like I wish there was just like a nice kind of chocolate brown. Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. That one actually didn't do much either, so it's funny because I did wear these already and I did find they gave a good amount of pigment, but maybe because of this bright light it's not showing up as much. I did finally get like a ring light on Amazon. Seems okay so far. I have controls, which is nice. I could go a little more dim here, or I can get very bright, which I don't like because it makes me look tired. Maybe that makes me look worse. Oh. Alright, so that's where we're at so far. I'm gonna just take my pinky and go into that snow color, Snow Dust, which is so pretty, and I love how it just kind of brightens up the eye. And I'm just going right in the center of the lid with that shade. So you see how that just really brightened everything up. So I'm going to do the lower lash line, and I'll probably do my usual like brown liner. I'll switch it up when I'm using the different shades, like the blues or greens, but for now this is just like an everyday kind of neutral look. So I just mixed clay and Desert Rock here, and then I'll probably go in with Whiskey from Urban Decay on the lash line, and then probably Cocoa in the waterline like I always do, because Cocoa I find stays really nicely and it just glides in the waterline. That's the shade by Victoria Beckham Beauty. Very patiently waiting for my lip glosses to come. I feel like everything takes so long coming from, well, I think that's actually coming from the States. I was going to say the UK, but I think that's coming from the States. Okay, so there's one eye done. And, well, not fully done. I'm going to go finish my other eye and get my mascara on, and I'll show you what that looks like when I come back. Alright, so I had a few mishaps. I put my sleeve in one of the darkest. This one, I'm like, okay, great. Okay, great. But anyways, this is the second and final look. I don't know if you can see. I feel like this light isn't doing any justice for like the twinkly sparkle that these shades have. This is the kind of shimmer that I love in eyeshadow. It's very like twinkly and beautiful, and actually palette one more time, you can kind of see what I'm saying. So it has very kind of twinkly shades. This one is the one, oh, of course, I just dug my nail in it. So this is the one I'm wearing with a little bit of that in the center lid with this one and that one at the end there. So yeah, it's very kind of neutral, kind of like my everyday eye look. But yeah, I think it's really pretty. The only thing I noticed that I am like not loving is that when you blend the color in the crease and you already have the sparkle down, you kind of knock some of that sparkle off because it is very twinkly. It's easy to lose. So once I did the crease, I ended up going back in with my finger and popping a little bit more of that onto the center of the eyelid. But yeah, see, this one I feel is less twinkly than this one. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and that is the second look. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly show you in like a little bit more dim lighting that you could really see that kind of shimmery twinkle that I was talking about. Sorry about my lashes, they're kind of all over the place today. I told you, once you use that lash serum, your eyelashes have a mind of their own. But yeah, I just think that's so pretty. Definitely reminds me of like a Charlotte Tilbury kind of twinkly shade. Alright, so here we have the swatches of the Flora Kalahari palette. I feel like the sparkle's not showing up as nice as it does in person for some reason, but these two are, at the end here, are two of the shades that looked very similar that were in the last three, and I believe this pink one too. But they are quite different. This last, oh hi, there's my dog. This last one is kind of like a duochrome, and the one before that is more like a topper shade. But yeah, as you can see, they're actually quite different. A couple of the coppery type tones look similar, but one is more like a pinky tone and one's more of a bronze. So, and then you can see one is more like an orangey tone. So when you actually look at it swatched, none of them are really that similar. So that's what they look like. Excuse my arm hair there. I feel like you can actually see the sparkle better in my room, so here it is. It's weird, usually in the sun it's a little bit better, but I guess it's not that sunny out. So that's that very nice color. It's like a blackish tone with like a purple. This is that kind of teal toned color. That orange is really cool too. And the white is beautiful. There you go. So these are the two that I was talking about that are kind of similar, but they actually don't swatch the same at all. First one is more like a topper, the last one's more of like a duochrome. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to get started on my first look, and I think I'm going to use these two shades. Don't mind the mess on my dresser. These two, which are Clay and Under the Sky. So I'll start off with that for now. And I'm just going to do one eye on camera, and then the other I'll do off. And I will start with the Morphe M433 brush with clay. And don't mind my jacked up eyebrow. This one's so dark. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so this looks a lot better. I actually filmed my second look before my first look, but I was doing it with a super bright ring light on, and this was looking like it wasn't applying well, but it actually really is. And I think it's because I was using too soft of a brush too. So I'm using a little bit denser brush, and this is going on really nicely and blending really evenly. So that's what clay is looking like so far. It is just a nice kind of warm matte color. I'm scared about the fallout because I did my face makeup first, but we'll see. Okay, so that would be a really nice color just on its own to wear all over the lid. But I'm gonna get crazy today, so I'm gonna go in with Under the Sky, that one there, and I think maybe I'll try the Makeup by Ariel brush in A29. We'll see. I might have to go in with my finger. I feel like these would be best applied wet or with a finger. So we'll see what happens now. Haven't tried this one yet. Yeah, I mean, this is a softer brush too, so I just don't think it's gonna apply, yeah, like I need it to apply. So I think I'm gonna go in wet, but I'll just blend this out first. So you can see it has that like shift to it, and I will show you swatches at the very end of the video of all the shades and comparisons. So that's what it's looking like. I'll try my finger first and then we'll go in wet. So that's what it should look like on the eye. Yeah, I mean, you can tell already that when you go in with a finger, it's just like a completely different shadow. But I will try it wet as well. I don't know why it looks like there's a shadow there, but that's what it's looking like. So we'll try that wet now. Actually, yeah. I go in with the shadow first and then wet it after, just because I don't want to ruin, I know you can use these wet, but I just don't want to ruin the shadow by going in with a wet brush. Usually just dip it in and then wet the brush afterwards. Yeah, I mean, look at the impact now. And I'm just kind of carefully blending that as I'm adding it to the lid, because with these shadows, I feel like when you blend them, you kind of lose that intensity. So I'm just kind of trying to blend it into that clay shade without really fully blending it, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna try to go back into clay, and I'm hoping that I don't lose this beautiful color. But I'm just kind of tapping the edges around the shade. Yeah, it's looking like it is not blended great. It looks better in person than it does on camera. So I'm just kind of like tapping it and blending it at the same time. Going back in with the M433. Okay, so I don't want to screw it up too much, so I'm just going to leave it there and go in with, I don't know if I want to do copper or gold. think I'm gonna do the copper color, which is, oh, no. This has happened to so many people. The purple one has come out. That's annoying. Ugh. Why are these so expensive? And then they have colors popping out all over the place. Okay, so I won't be flipping it upside down anymore. Okay, so the name of that shade is I can't see it. Dried Dahlia. And I'm just gonna go in with the finger. And I think just in the center of the lid. So I did lose some of that blue. So I'm just gonna kind of go around it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go under the eye with probably the two matte shades. So it's the two lighter matte shades, sorry, and I'll tell you what they're called in 1 second. Can't believe that happened. I literally just flipped it over to see if that would happen to my palette, and it was fine. Seems to be happening to a lot of people. I think Everyday Edit said that, Grace said that hers did the same. Of course I just poked myself in the eye. So I'm getting some fallout. Seems to be brushed away pretty easily. What the heck is in my hair? Okay, so I'll be right back and I'll let you know what I did and I'll have both eyes done. Alright, so this is how the final look turned out. So what I did was I put actually a little bit of that kind of like brick matte color in there. I was having issues blending, as you can see. This is kind of messy and I would normally blend it more, but it was taking the blue color, bluey teal color away, and I wanted to keep that tone. So this one turned out a little better, but I was trying to wet it to get that blue to really show up and stay, and yeah, it just kind of made a mess there. So I do really like the final look, but it was a bit of a struggle, and I actually had heard that from Everyday Edit, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And like I said, one of my shadows did pop out, so for the price, I mean, I don't think that should be happening. I know it just happens sometimes, but the fact that every single person was having that same one pop out, it's kind of an issue. But yeah, so far I'm really liking it. That one I would almost wear on its own because, like I said, it's just super difficult to blend. I do find this side looks a little better, but you can still see kind of where it ends, and usually I like a seamless blend, and this one is just not it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this look, and I think I'll do a third look and then that'll be it. I think maybe I'll go in with the greens in the next one. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I did just put a little bit of black liner on, and then just a brown liner on the waterline, which was cocoa. So yeah, we'll check in with you on the third look. Hey guys, okay, so third and final look. We'll see how this goes. I am wearing a bodysuit, just in case you're wondering, I'm not naked. And just to touch on that quickly, Naked Wardrobe has redeemed themselves. They actually gave me my money back for one of the bodysuits that I purchased. Bodysuits, I don't know why I said it like that. Bodysuits that I purchased that had the holes in the armpits, if you saw my last video. So we're good. They actually let me keep it and they refunded me my money, so good job, Naked Wardrobe. Okay, so we are going into our last look with the Flora Kalahari palette, and I am going to use the greens today. And just to touch on this quickly, this is a sticker. If anybody's wondering, this is just like a really big sticker. I've been debating whether or not I'm going to bring this back because of that shade that has popped out, and just because it's so expensive. I don't know, I don't think that should be happening, but I don't know yet. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Morphe M433 again, and I'm going to take that matte shade, which is called Clay, and we'll just go in the crease. I do really like the palette, and I like all the colors that it has in it. I'm just wondering, like, because it's bigger, I'm like, am I gonna get tons of use out of it, and or are the shades too similar? Like, they're not the same. Like I showed in the swatches, they're not the same, but similar. So if they're too similar, I don't know. Okay, so that's that clay shade, and I'm just gonna deepen that up a little bit more. Guys, I had such a mean comment yesterday on YouTube. I'm not even gonna get into it really, but just like, why comment if it's gonna be something negative? Like, there's already enough negativity in the world, and like, why? Like, you know, you're just gonna hurt someone's feelings and be rude, and I just don't get it. What's the point? Okay, so I'm gonna go into that kind of stone matte shade, which is called Desert Rock, and just kind of deepen the crease a tiny bit. But yeah, I don't know, that was just weird. I actually replied back, and I was nice in my reply, and then they just kept going, and I was like, okay, well, you're being blocked, Paula. See you later, girl. There's enough. Like I said, there's enough going on that you don't have to deal with stuff like that. Like, why? Like, what is so wrong that you have to do that? So I'm going in with that green. This is what it looks like. Just all over the lid, and I'm probably gonna put some of that gold on there as well. I don't know why with these kinds of shades I always just go in with my finger. I just feel like it's the easiest application method. I'll try a brush, but where's the one I wanted to use? There it is. I just randomly found this brush. I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's a Tarte brush. I think it's a concealer brush, but it's never been used. I was looking through my makeup and I found it, and I was like, oh, this looks brand new. What the heck? Okay, so that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna flick some of that off. I don't know if you want to see what it looks like wet. Should we do it wet? May as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna dip this back in. Just spray my brush. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot more metallic. You see that? Yeah, I had a hard time with the bluish shade, so I don't know. It was just so hard to blend, and once you would blend it, it would like blend away, and I'm like, well, that's not what I want. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm gonna go in with that gold shade. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna tap the middle. Kind of the same type of look I did yesterday, but I think that looks nice. All right, now I'm gonna go underneath the eye with this one. This is the pencil brush. It's the A7 by Byredo, I believe, and Morphe. I'm gonna go in with those two shades again. Those matte shades that I used in the crease. And just go underneath the eye. And then all I think I'm gonna do, actually, what I might do, I did add a tiny bit of green in there too. I just kind of went in all three shades. I might add a tiny bit of that purpley shade that popped out. It's back in, by the way. But I might just add a tiny bit onto the lash line and see what that does. Just because I feel like I wanted to deepen it up a little bit more. Using my angle brush and taking that kind of purpley sparkle shade. Sorry if I look like a mess today. I did not have a good sleep. And it shows. Okay, so I might pull that all the way across and just put a tiny bit of that snowy color, that white one. It is called Snow Dust, I believe. Put that right in the corner of the eye, just to kind of brighten up the corner. And I'll go in with a little bit of eyeliner in the waterline. So that's what it's looking like. And I'll be right back when both eyes are done. Okay guys, so both eyes done. Here is what it's looking like. So this is what I wanted to explain because this is what happened yesterday. So I went in this eye, blended out the crease a little bit more just to kind of join it all together. And when I did that, I lose the sparkle from the green. So I have to go back in. You'll see it on this eye. It's not half as intense as this one. So that's what happened, and I don't love that. I never really have an issue with that happening with any of my other palettes, so I mean, I guess that means that the shadows are just really soft, but it's a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna take that green again one more time, spray it, but then like with a color like the blue, this one's easy to blend, but a color like the blue, what happened to me yesterday is once you do that, like right now I'm able to kind of touch up that green, but with the blue, it was so hard to blend after because I wet it, because I want that pigment to stay. But after I did that, it was like impossible to blend. Like I'm seeing that it's doing this again on this eye. Not super impressed. The shades are gorgeous, and I loved the neutral look that I did because that's definitely like my comfort zone, but I don't know, I'm just not in love with the way these are blending. Like, they're easy to blend, but then you blend the whole shadow away. I don't know, like right now I'm having trouble in my crease here. Like, I feel like it just blended it away. Okay, so I lined my lips, and I just wanted to show you this lip gloss that I bought. It's the L'Oreal Paris lip gloss in the shade Pristine Pink. I think this might be new. And, sorry, I don't know why it's so bright right now, but I think this is new. It smells really nice. And I used the lip liner by Sephora Collection in the shade The Nudist, this one here. And I never really do pink, and I never really do gloss, so this is a momentous occasion. It is so smooth and feels so comfortable on the lips. So that's what it looks like. Ooh, it's cute. So this is the final look using the Byredo Flora Kalahari. So would I recommend it? If you have a lot of money and you don't mind that they're very soft shadows and that they kind of do blend away. For myself, I'm probably going to be returning. I didn't think that you could return with self-ridges because it's used, but I did let them know about that color, and I think that I can return it because it's a manufacturing issue. So I probably will return it. I do have kind of other shades that look like this type of green, and I have lots of golds. There are a lot of shades that I don't really have, like the bright orange, that red that has like a sparkle in it, but I don't know how much I would use them anyways. So unfortunately, I think I will be returning. Hopefully they accept the return. But it is beautiful. There's no denying that it's beautiful, but I don't know. Obviously, it's going to be really hard to travel with because of the shades that are popping out. And I've heard a lot of people are having issues. They can see them like coming up out of the pan. And another thing that I don't absolutely love is that they kind of get all mixed up with each other because there's not enough of a space in between the shadows. See what I mean? So as much as I do really love these like pinky beigey shades, I just don't think it's something that I absolutely need. And there is quite a bit of fallout as well. You can't see because I brushed it away, but as I was applying the lower lash line shades, did get a lot of fallout, and same with yesterday, like a ton when I was doing the teal color. So that's my final thoughts, and if I actually think it's sold out, so I mean, I'm sorry if you can't get your hands on it and you really love it. I apologize for even showing this video. When I'm filming, it is available at Selfridges, I think, is the only place, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, and it might be sold out now, so I'm so sorry if it is. If they don't take it back, I might sell it on my Poshmark, so if you don't mind somebody who's tried it a couple times and swatched it, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I love you, and please subscribe if you're new. Welcome, and thank you again for watching. Love you so much. Bye.